Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Prasant and this is the first video of our JDBC series, that is Introduction of JDBC. Before starting JDBC, let's not jump directly into the code. Let's first understand why JDBC even exists. What is the need of JDBC? If you understand the need of the JDBC, the architecture and code will automatically make sense, right? So let's start with a simple question, that is, in Java, how do we store data? Right? You can say we store data in variables, classes and objects, arrays, data structures like list, map or something, and that's perfectly fine. But now comes the real question, and that is, are they permanently stored? And the answer is a big no, right? Let's understand what happens when the program stops. The moment when your program terminates, your JVM will stop working and the application will be closed, right? Now, all the data is gone, memory cleared, object destroyed, and variable wiped, right? Now, think about a real application. Imagine a user opens an app. Now, the user registers with email and password, logs in, and uses the app for some time. After that, the user closed the app, right? Now, the next day, the user opens the app again. Let me ask you, does the user needs to register again? Does the other social media applications like Instagram, Facebook shows the same behavior? Never, right? So clearly, real applications store data permanently. But Java cannot store the data permanently. Here comes an important realization that Java is a programming language, runs in memory, and memory is temporary. So Java alone cannot solve this problem. Then the question rises, if Java cannot store the data permanently, then who does? And this is where the database come into the picture. Databases are designed to store the data permanently, even after the application stops, even after the system restarts. Currently for this series, we will talk about the RDBMS, okay, the Relational Database Management System, like MySQL, Oracle, PostgreSQL, Apache DB and all. But the thing is, all the databases come with their own rule book, right? They don't understand Java, they don't understand C++. They only understand one language, and that is structured query language, that is SQL. With the help of the SQL, we can insert, update, read or delete the data in the database. Even though SQL is mostly same, different databases have slight variations. But this will not lead any problem. Now we have a solution. Whenever we have to store the data permanently, we can use the database to store the data. But with this solution, it arises a new problem. And let's understand this carefully. We have a Java application and we have a database, right? But the thing is, Java only understands the Java language and database understands the SQL language, right? And Java cannot execute SQL directly. And same, database cannot execute Java code. It's like Java speaks English, database speaks Spanish. Both are correct, but they don't understand each other. So now the big question is, how will Java communicate with the database? And this is exactly where the JDBC comes into the picture. JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. It acts like a bridge, a mediator or translator between the Java application and database. Now let's understand how JDBC works, right? Here again we have a Java and database. And databases means MySQL, Oracle, Apache DB or etc. Now each database provides its own JDBC driver, right? It means MySQL have their own JDBC driver, Oracle have their own, Apache DB have their own, and so on, right? And it's like database is saying, hey Java, if you want to talk to me, use my driver. So what Java does is, Java takes the driver and placed inside the application, okay? And Java uses it whenever it wants to communicate with the database, it sends the SQL query to the database and get the respected response from the database. Java never talks to the database directly. Everything goes through the JDBC driver, right? Let's simplify the flow of communication. Now, let's assume we have a Java application and we have attached the JDBC driver. Now, whenever Java needs the database communication, Java first sends the SQL query to the JDBC driver, right? Then the particular JDBC driver translates the code according to the particular database. After the translation, JDBC driver sends the request to the database. Then the database processes it and sends the response to the JDBC driver back. Then the JDBC driver again translates the response according to the Java and sends back to the Java. And that's how the Java communicates with the database. Now our data is permanent, secured, reusable and persistent, right? So now we have understand why Java alone is not enough, why databases are needed, why JDBC exists, how Java talks to databases, what drivers do actually. Now from here, every line of the JDBC code and architecture of the JDBC will make sense. So that's all for this video. This is just the first part of our JDBC series and there is still so much more to discuss. So make sure to subscribe the channel and stay tuned. So meet you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and happy coding. Thank you.